Hello, guys. So today I want to talk about my study abroad journey, like into details, because I know most of you would want to know the process, like what I went through, how I did it, and all of it. So this is the right time to talk about it. So I started applying to schools in the US in 2024 when I was doing my national service on campus. That was UTC. So before completing my national service, I saved up some money. I searched for schools. And I know searching for schools is actually one of the draining and frustrating things for some of you because there are so many schools and you don't know which school would give you the right funding. So one person or one resource that helped me a lot is Shy Guide. I don't know if you guys know him on TikTok. He's mostly popular on YouTube. He has a whole videos there that could help you. So I chanced on a video he made on TikTok with specific schools and programs you could apply to and get funding. So I took my time, went to YouTube to watch the full video, and I selected most of the schools from his list and I started searching on the school's website. And I did find a program that he recommended in the school that they have funding. So I selected three schools and these schools actually had funding. So I reached out to them regarding the program, my background, and everything aligned perfectly. And mind you, I selected schools that will require application fee. So I always say that pay application fee. It's better to pay application fee. So fast forward, I got my recommendation, my personal statement, and all of these documents. I got it, my transcript, everything, and I applied. So I applied to two schools. Initially, I wanted to apply to three schools. I even did a three application, but I didn't go through with one school because when I reached out, they told me they didn't have funding, and if they don't have funding, what am I going to do there? So and I did not apply for that. And that school didn't even require application fee, so it was a free application. So I paid for the two schools. I applied. One admission came very quickly, and I had no funding for that school. Like the program actually had a funding, but and I got approved for the how do they even call it? The GRE requirement, and I had a business background. I read Bachelor of Commerce with a major in Human Resource Management. So when I got the GRE waived based on my GPA, I was so happy because I thought I would get funding. But to my surprise, I didn't get any funding. But I wanted to go to that school so bad because I knew somebody in the school. But like they say, a rejection is redirection. So all I had to do was to wait on my last school that I had applied to, but admission took so long, like it didn't want to come. So I reached out to the school. I had applied in October. By January, I had not received my admission. So I was like, I did a spring application, but I was like, if it's spring, I have to go to school like somewhere like February, like I have to get my admission somewhere in like January, February and prepare going to school. But up to now I don't have my admission, then it's sketchy. So I reached out to the school and they told me there was an error and the departments do not accept application for spring, but for some reason our application went through. So all of us that applied, we have been kept on hold and they are so sorry. And so they asked me if I am still interested. And I'm like, yes, I am interested. And he told me he was going to send me my admission by January 1st. And right on January 1st, I received my admission. Mind you, he told me my admission, I'll have an internship that will cover my fees and all of that. I was so happy. Then a week later, he sends me an email and tells me that the department is facing a funding cut, so they don't have that internship available for me again. I took it with all my heart and I started praying and I'm like, no, I have to look for funding. So meanwhile, doing all of this, I still went back to apply to the school that gave me admission without funding, but to a different program because I really wanted to go to that school. And I got into that school. This time I didn't pay another application fee. They have this webinar that I joined and I got a waiver, so I used it to apply. And so I got in and they gave me scholarship, but I still didn't want to go to the school because the program I didn't like it. I liked the first program that I didn't get funded. So fast forward to the school that gave me admission, like the second school. So I started applying funding from all of the departments. Like I reached out to almost every professor in the school. Like I sent cold emails. What I did was I registered my school's email, so I wasn't using a foreign email to send an email, so it was from the school's email. One thing that helped is if you use the student's email, whenever they receive it, they don't see it as spam, they see it as a student, because there are a lot of spam emails. So if your email is foreign, it's some people have set their email in way that automatically your message will go to spam. So sending it through my school's email, and one fateful day I sent, let me tell you, I sent so many emails. I got so many rejections. Like I was rejected so many times. That never made me give up. Like I all I believed was that I need just one single person to tell me they have something for me. I was pitching to professors that I can do anything, this is my background, blah blah blah. Then one fateful day someone saw my email, he was like, he does not have anything, but he knows a particular department in the school that they would need me because my background aligns perfectly with them, and they are always looking for people. So I was like, yeah, share your email with me. And this professor sent the email to me, and I sent an email with my CV, resume, degree, transcript straight forward to this woman. And she was like, yeah, your background aligns with what we do, and we will be so glad to work with you. What time works for you for us to schedule an interview? I was so surprised, so happy, and we scheduled our interview for that was February. So I think February 7th or something, I had my interview. During the interview, I had prepared so much, like I prepared so much for this interview because I didn't want to lose the funding. And I went into a quiet place, like my a place away from home where I can focus on what I was doing. And when the meeting started, guys, lights went off and my network was terrible. I could not hear anything, they could not hear me, everything was breaking. And they told me that they understand because like the network and all of that, they do hire students internationally, so they understand. And they asked me to turn my video off so I can get the full network. And I did, and we had a wonderful interview. I did express to them that I was willing to learn, and like, letting them know that I did this is my background. They asked me, how can you handle being a student working? I told them all during my undergraduate, I've been working, doing this, all of that. And finally, right on the interview, they told me they would let me work. Like they have hired me right there. So they told me they will send me my offer letter, and that will be it. I'll use that to apply for my visa. I was so happy. Everything happened so fast. So I was waiting for my funding letter or offer letter to come, but they were facing funding cuts, so it took so long for me to get that funding letter. An interview that happened in February, I got my funding letter somewhere in May, so it came on May 1st. Guys, I think there will be part two for this. Stay tuned. Bye.